So if that's the case, then doesn't it alarm you that we see many men that are tested with a lot of money and power and they end up not having a great ending to their career or life because it overtakes them? Not saying it's you, not saying it's me, but since you've seen the patterns, what are you doing to stop you and your household from being extinguished by what is power and success?
So if you think of like any kind of aholicisms, any kind of addiction, it typically is when the reinforcement loop for whatever the behavior is, whether it's drinking, drugs, it's swearing, whatever, gets in the way of your larger goals. And so if you can drink, but it doesn't interfere with your marriage, your work, your social life, then you're a responsible drinker. And for some people, that might be so to me, again, there's the medical definition, but I would say the way that I would see the behavior is that if someone has zero interference, so if it's not affecting their health. Now, if it doesn't affect anything else, but it does affect your health, then it's aversive to your long-term goals. But if you find a way, it's very difficult, obviously, because it does have aversive effects on your health, but just to use a simple example. But if you found a way to drink that somehow didn't impact your health and you were able to do so regularly and it didn't impact work, life, marriage, whatever, then I would say that you are not necessarily addicted because in a negative way, because nothing bad has happened. And it's not taking anything away from you. If the pursuit of money, right, which in the Bible is the pursuit of money, that's the root of all evil, not money itself. If the pursuit, or rather the love of, but whatever. If that cycle becomes too reinforcing that you neglect your other duties that, like your marriage or your kids or your health, then that is when this thing has become too powerful.
Okay, so then in your household, what is it that you envision and what is it that, because like for mine is to love God and to love my neighbors. Is there rules or a regulation that you live by?
I would say Layla and I have agreed on, a lot of things, but a big one, I think that's a credo of ours, is leave it better than you found it. And so that's people, the earth, all the employees of our company, all the customers, anyone who interacts with us, if we can leave them better than we found them or they found us, then we will be a net positive overall. And that means if we go to Whole Foods and grab food, then it means that we'll clean the table, even if the table's dirty, we'll put the chairs back. Just very small things like that, but I think taking in aggregate over a long period of time. And those are things that I look forward to, teaching my child. Fingers crossed everything works out.
But can I ask you, so when it comes to that and it comes to even off chasing money so that, it doesn't overtake you, who do you think keeps you accountable?